the Executive Governor of Abia State, Dr. Alex Oti, with whom I have a very personal relationship behind the curtains. Thank you, sir. My father, the Obiora, a man who I respect so much from a distance. I've always yearned to be close to him. And today I have the opportunity. The Obiora. Welcome, sir. All the other royal fathers here present, the CEOs of several airlines, my DG, of course, my DGNCA, gentlemen, today is the day that the Lord has made. Today is one of my happiest days as Minister of Aviation. Why do I say so? Because when I came into office, when this government came into office, we had to get our policy direction right. Now ask them. We met on ground, several cases in court, and you won't believe who were the thieves and defendants in this case. Airlines were in court against the minister for one reason or the other, several cases in court. They were fighting up and down. The unions were in court against the minister for one reason or the other, concession issues, welfare issues, all kinds of issues. They were all in court. Injunctions were here and there over several issues. Am I lying? Court cases here and there. I called all of them. I said, go and withdraw all of these cases. I remember the day I called, I said, go and withdraw all of these cases. Go and withdraw all. We will get our policy direction right. And I've always insisted that there is no silver bullet to our problems in this country, whether one sector or the other. Nobody can come in and say, I just touched this silver bullet, I just touched this switch, and everything is okay. It's a process. So imagine why I'm saying I'm happy. It took about 2.5 years for us to begin to reap the fruits of the policy direction that we laid down. And we did not do that alone. We did that with the active support of the players in the field. We did not sit down in isolation to say, this I think is what we want. No. For the first few months, we did nothing but listen to them. And they will testify to that. One by one, all the sectors and all the various issues in aviation, we took them one by one. I was listening to them one by one. We tried several meetings, especially with Airline, my big brother Okonkwo, and all of them. And then we started formulating policies one by one to guide us, with the fear of God also, and prayers. And one of the first things we said when we laid our 5-point agenda is that in all we are doing, our focus will be to support local airlines. That was our focus, one of our major focus. Whatever we do, the first thing we will check is that this policy we are bringing in, does it support local airlines or not? And once we know that it's against the growth of our local airlines, we'll drop that policy. So it was like an indicator for us. How will this make ARIC grow? How will this make Airpeace grow? How will this make United grow? And so when we got in touch with Mo Ibekwe, your son, sir, your son at Boeing, sir, I cannot dictate to you. That boy must be given a chieftaincy title. Mo Ibekwe, fantastic human being, fantastic. When he began to speak with us and interact with us, and we're going to the US in 2024, never had a minister been rallying local operators to say, come, let's travel together. I want to find a solution to your problems. Putting my chest out I told Boeing, remember? I said, hold me responsible if United defaults. Give him the planes. Hold me responsible as minister. But we also had to put a couple of things on the ground. The Cape Town Convention to give comfort to them, the IDERA, and a couple of other policy issues to ensure that our jurisdiction is safe for the equipment to come into. And then, credit to the banks. The moment we began to do this, the banks began to take note. Before in this country, no bank wanted to touch aviation. They are here. No bank wanted to touch aviation in this country. But by the grace of God, since this government came to board, in fact, they are fighting now since this government came on board. They are all fighting for patronage. Fidelity Bank, Zenith Bank, BOI, all of them are on board, financing aviation to the highest because of the confidence. And credit to Allen Oyema. He's a trailblazer in the industry. If Allen had been defaulting as the major airline in this country, no other lessor or financier will come into Nigeria. It is on record that Airpeace, today is a United Day, but I must divide. Airpeace runs one of the most prudent, one of the most responsible bookkeeping in terms of financial bookkeeping that has given comfort to lessors. And it is with that lens that they also looked at United. It took 2 years since we went to the US to negotiate these deals with Okonkwo. But since then, they took him upside down, inside out. They looked at him, looked at his history, took him apart. Know your customer and how responsible that he, as the CEO, is, including, of course, his structure, the structure of the company. And they did not find Decoria wanting one bit. That's why these things are here today. So, like my big brother said, Alan, you cannot, as a government, be fighting local businesses and you say you are government. What are you government over? If you are not promoting local businesses. We don't have a national airline, but we are proud of our flag carriers. And that's why we said, look, all over the world, get it clear. Let me be very clear about it. All governments in the world are divesting away from national airlines. It is not reasonable, it's not possible to run a national airline under a bureaucratic setup. It will collapse. I was discussing with Lufthansa just 2 days ago in Lomé, Abidjan, in Lomé, Togo. We're in Togo, one of the top executives. I was saying, what is the structure of Lufthansa now? Oh, they said since 1990 something, the government of Germany left Lufthansa. It's all run by private people. The same thing with British Airways. You hear all these big names. They are not run by those governments again. We are not confused as to where we are going. We are clear. We are very clear as to our policy direction. And it is better and more profitable to support your flag carriers for now. When we are struggling to get monies to inflate other sectors, and then you be pouring money into a national airline like a bottomless pit. Before Obasanjo got up one morning in 2004 and wrote off Nigerian Airways, go and ask Obasanjo how much they had pumped into Nigerian Airways. It's like pouring money into a bottomless pit. One minister will say 5 of my children are traveling, give them tickets. One governor will say 3 of my girlfriends. Dr. Alesote, right or wrong, 3 of my girlfriends. 3 of my girlfriends are traveling, give them tickets. The plane wants to take off by 7 o'clock. Oh, they said the Minister of Aviation is coming by 10. You cannot fly. No, the pilot, nobody want that pilot to fly. The minister is still sleeping in his house. A flight is scheduled for 7. Until the minister arrives by 10, that flight will not take off. Other passengers on board. I'm just giving you graphic instances of why a national airline cannot succeed under a bureaucratic, under a political leadership. It's not something. It's not possible. It's not something. A few that are succeeding, like Ethiopian Airlines, they are totally detached and run as a commercial venture. And so we thought as a government that we have to support these flag, our very proud flag carriers. And then what have we done? They are doing well. Airline has broken the jinx of the London route now. We have given United about 4 or 5 routes now. We have given United in Nigeria, we have given them New York. I think we have given you New York. We have given you Canada. We have given him Dubai. We are giving Obiora Dubai. We are giving some very, very fruitful routes now. We are only looking for the equipment to run these routes right now. And rightly so too, because if you look at the traffic in Nigeria, the passenger traffic, the air traffic, 90% of the airlift from Nigeria to all parts of the world is not by national, it's not by our local carriers. I want you to think about this. 90%, even 95% of our passengers flying out of this country to Saudi, to other parts of the world, to US. How many? It's only app is running London. So that market is our market. It doesn't belong to anybody. Under those bilateral service agreements, we also have reciprocal rights to run those routes. So tell me, why will I not pursue the empowerment of these people to take that market away, half of that market away? They have to enter that market and eat part of that market. And we have 16 million passengers yearly. 16 million. That's what we are doing now. Even as we are not a transit hub, we are a terminal point, but we are doing 16 million. Imagine when we are a transit hub. That's why we are doing Lagos now. We are doing Lagos as a proper transit hub, so that airlines can sell a ticket from London to Sierra Leone now, or Ghana, once we finish that airport. Because they have daily flights from Lagos to Ghana and Sierra Leone. So airlines will take off from Heathrow, carry Ghana passengers or Sierra Leone, come to Lagos, transit them into his other flights. So Ghana, that is how you help them. That's how you help them. They can sell tickets to any part of the world once you have a proper transit hub. So our own concentration is to help them grow. The last thing we have done is that we are not even leaving them to go and negotiate the deals alone now. We have gotten approval, Mr. President. I went to Mr. President, I almost knelt down to him and said, sir, we need an aircraft leasing company, instead of allowing them to go and negotiate themselves. And Mr. President approved it, that we should establish a Nigerian aircraft leasing company solely for the purpose of helping them, no other reason, to negotiate deals, to bring in aircraft with government guarantee. Take note, we are bringing in aircraft with government guarantee private deals. Government will put down its own guarantee for aircraft to be brought in under dry lease, for it to be subleased to them. That is the Nigerian Aircraft Leasing Company, and we are in the process, at the cusp of taking it up. We're also actively supporting the building of airports in jurisdictions where we think we should have access. I want to thank Dr. Alex Oti today. Thank him so much. The first thing we did when we came to power was that I went to Mr. President and said, Abia does not have an airstrip on airport in the whole of the South. He said, what? Put it in the budget. So in the 2024 budget, we put the Abia airport as one of our first projects in the 2024 budget. But credit to Dr. Alex Oti, he did not stop at that. We said we are going to give him an airstrip. So he straight to Mr. President behind me. Dr. Alex Oti said, sir, bring the money for the airstrip, counterpart funding. I will now make it a full international airport. So he's bringing his own money. Credit to him. He said, don't give me an airstrip, but bring the money, bring counterpart funding. I will build a full-fledged international airport in Abia State, in Umuahia. that project has taken off under his guidance. In fact, Abia has brought his money more than the federal government. Let me confess today. Our country, sir, continue the what you are doing. Our money is coming. So very soon, we will move United to go and be the hub of Abia. Hub. Make that place your hub. We'll move United there as your hub. So that from there, we can fly straight to any part of the world. We have also done that for Enugu. The Enugu governor also pushed, because one of our pride in the south is the Enugu International Airport. But the Enugu governor came, went straight to Mr. President and said he wants to bring private people to run the airport, that he doesn't think that the airport is maximizing its potentials. And Mr. President called me and said, look, he put his green barrel and said, Keyamo, go ahead, give it to him. So as I speak with you, under the guidance of the governor of Enugu State is now fully privately owned and run under the direction of the Enugu State government. They want to make it a cargo hub for the whole of the southeast. In December, so let me give you this expo. In December, we are negotiating for the first flight, and I'm working with the governor of Enugu State. We are negotiating for the first cargo flight from Guangzhou straight to Enugu. Cargo from Guangzhou. So that all the traders, especially our brothers from the southeast, all the traders on China can go twice every week and put all their goods in one cargo aircraft and straight from Guangzhou straight to Enugu. Then you can distribute them to Onitsha and Aba and all that. But that is an expo that I've given you. The first flight, myself and the governor met 2 days ago, we are negotiating for that cargo plane now to go straight from Guangzhou to the Enugu airport. So, Dr. Alex Oti, if you want us to divert some of those flights to Abia, be fast. Be fast. So, sir, I'm sorry to take your time. I apologize. But my royal father, my Royal Majesty, I plead with you that we give all our support to these trailblazers. Let me call them the boys of Anambra State. I don't know why that axis Orifite, Uzobulu, I don't know why you are leaders in transportation. We have to, from the time of Odubegbe Ojukwu father till now, we have to study your genes. Why are you the leaders in transportation? Whether land, air, or sea, we thank you so much for the contributions you have made to the Nigerian economy. And lastly, I want to add their voices to what they said about assisting them. Our policy is to make them grow, but we want the support of the Nigerian traveling public. Yes, there are hitches at times. Yes, there are problems at times. But you can see that we are working very hard to solve those problems. United today, tomorrow, will not have cancellations and delays, even though some of our fault, like, weather, bed strike and all of that. But the fault is across board. But today, with these 2 aircraft and 4 more coming very soon, we will begin to reduce delays and cancellations and begin to be competitive too on our route. I beg for understanding. I beg for support. The minister will not come and be fighting them. When they have this problem, I call them and say, what is your problem? We engage them behind. It's not that we indulge them so much to delay and cancel flight. No. Our consumer protection department, we engage them almost every day. Abi, Najomo, we engage them every day behind the scene. But you will not see me publicly fighting them. I will not do so. No matter the case, I will not do so. I would rather cooperate and find out their problems and assist them to grow. It is not their pleasure to cancel flights. It affects their businesses. It affects their businesses. So why do you think, is it they are sadists? Is it that they are sadists, or they just take pleasure in suffering passengers? No. It is in their interest to even go on time because of the frequency of the routes they have to fly on that day. So that is our policy direction, and we are appealing. The incident he cited, I was aware of it. Passengers were sending me texts, we are stuck in this plane, this and that, but there was no social media post. There was none. Within that same 2 days, we saw somebody from Airline had flown London, Lagos, London, Abuja for nearly 2 years. No incident. No incident, oh. One incident, you suffer. See how useless FPCs, so make now see how useless FPCs. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Within that same period, I can tell you that worse things happened with an international airline in Lagos. The all passengers went home. They didn't keep the hotel, no. They went home to sleep. We are aware. One day they spent 2 days at home, Airline. 2 days before they were able to board that plane. But they were afraid that they will cancel their visa to the US because they were flying to the US. So they were afraid to make social media that they may not decide to cancel their visa. So they were scared of Oyibo man land. So we pray for understanding, we beg for understanding. While we work with them, our duty is to make them more efficient. We are not indulging them, we are not covering them up. We will work with them behind the scene to make sure that their service is improved. God bless you and thank you all.